Welcome to my channel, the Coins Chronicles History, the 1972 Canada 5-cent coin, featuring Queen Elizabeth II, is a widely collected coin due to its vintage age and historical design. Struck by the Royal Canadian Mint, the coin is part of Canada's long-running beaver series, which started in 1937. The obverse front side of the coin shows the young portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machin, where she is wearing a royal tiara and facing right. Around her profile, the Latin legend reads Elizabeth II DG Regina, which means Elizabeth II by the grace of God Queen. The reverse side of the coin features the iconic beaver on a rock design created by George Kruger Gray, symbolizing Canadian industriousness and natural wildlife. The inscriptions include 5 cents above, Canada below, and the date 1972 underneath the beaver. 2 maple leaves are also seen on either side, completing the classic Canadian design. This coin was minted in nickel, 99.9%, weighs approximately 4.54 grams, has a diameter of 21.2 millimeters, and a thickness of 1.76 millimeters. In 1972, the mintage was very high. Over 78 million coins were produced, making this coin extremely common in circulated condition. As such, its base metal content and wide availability mean that average worn coins hold mostly face value, but its condition and specific characteristics can increase value for collectors. In circulated grades such as good G4, very good VG8, or fine F12, where much of the detail is worn away, these coins are generally worth around 10 cents to 25 cents CAD. However, coins in very fine VF20 to extremely fine EF40 condition, where most design details remain visible, and where is light, can bring up to 50 cents to 75 cents CAD. Coins that are found in about uncirculated, -50 Australian dollars to -58 Australian dollars. Condition show only very slight wear, typically on the high points like the Queen's hair or the beaver's head, and may be worth $1 to $1.50 CAD. Uncirculated or mint state, MS 60 to MS 67. Examples are more desirable and can range from $2 to 25 Canadian dollars, depending on the grade and visual appeal. A coin in MS 63, with original mint luster and minimal marks, typically sells for $3 to 5 Canadian dollars. Coins in MS 65 or higher, which have a strong strike, full detail, and no blemishes visible to the naked eye, may reach $10 to 25 Canadian dollars or more, especially when graded by reputable companies like PCGS, NGC, or ICCS. The best examples in MS 67 condition, especially with full step details on the beaver rock, can command premium prices in high-end collections or auctions. Collectors should also watch for proof-like, PL, and specimen versions of this coin, which were included in 1972 collector sets sold by the Royal Canadian Mint. These coins have highly polished surfaces and sharp design details, and are not meant for circulation. PL coins may sell for $5 to 15 Canadian dollars depending on quality and eye appeal. The rarest and most valuable 1972 5-cent coins are mint errors, such as double strikes, off-center errors, or die cracks. These kinds of error coins can bring in $25 to over 100 Canadian dollars, depending on how rare and dramatic the error is. In terms of grading, coins with sharp features like the Queen's hair strands, clearly defined beaver fur, and full steps on the beaver rock are highly preferred. Coins free of fingerprints, corrosion, or toning are more attractive to collectors. While the 1972 Canada 5 cents is not rare, finding one in high uncirculated grades, error varieties, or in proof-like condition adds significant collectible value. Because of its affordable price and historical charm, it remains a popular coin among beginner and intermediate collectors in the Canadian numismatic community. The 1977 Canada 5 cents coin, featuring Queen Elizabeth II, is a widely collected and historically significant small denomination coin produced by the Royal Canadian Mint. It was minted during a time when Canada was firmly modernizing its coinage, but still retained traditional and symbolic designs. The obverse side of the coin displays the second effigy of Queen Elizabeth II, created by Arnold Machin, which portrays the Queen wearing a tiara and facing right. The Latin legend surrounding her portrait reads Elizabeth II DG Regina, meaning Elizabeth II, by the grace of God Queen. This portrait was used on Canadian coinage from 1965 to 1989 and remains iconic in the realm of Canadian numismatics. The reverse side of the coin is equally famous, showing a beaver sitting on a rock, designed by George Kruger Gray, with water rippling beneath and flanked by 2 maple leaves. Above the beaver is the denomination 5 cents, below is the country name Canada, and centered underneath the beaver is the date 1977. The 1977 5-cent coin was struck in pure nickel, 99.9%. Weighs approximately 4.54 grams, has a diameter of 21.2 millimeters, and features a smooth edge. It had a very large mintage of 86,769,104 coins, meaning it was common in circulation and easily found across Canada. As a result, most 1977 5-cent coins found today are in circulated condition, typically ranging from good G4 to fine F12 grades, where much of the detail on both the queen and the beaver is worn or faded. In these lower grades, the coin has a basic collector value of only 10 cents to 25 cents CAD, due to its high mintage and availability. In very fine VF20 to extremely fine YF40 condition, where details like the queen's hair and facial features or the texture of the beaver's fur are still clear, coins may reach 50 cents to $1 CAD, depending on overall eye appeal and cleanliness. Higher grade coins in about uncirculated -50 Australian dollars to -58 Australian dollars condition are more desirable. These show only the lightest wear, usually visible only on high points such as the beaver's head or the queen's curls. Such coins typically sell for $1 to $2 CAD. The real collector demand, however, lies in mint state MS60 and above coins. Uncirculated coins that have never been handled or used in commerce can range in value from $2 to 20 Canadian dollars, depending on their numerical grade. In MS63, a 1977 5-cent coin with good luster and minimal contact marks may bring $3 to 5 Canadian dollars. In MS65, with a sharp strike and brilliant surfaces, it can be worth around $10 to 15 Canadian dollars. In premium condition, such as MS66 or MS67, these coins can reach $20 to 30 Canadian dollars or more, especially if they are graded by third-party services like ICCS, International Coin Certification Service, PCGS or NGC. Apart from business strike coins, the Royal Canadian Mint also produced proof-like, PL, and specimen coins in 1977, intended for collectors and included in mint sets. These coins exhibit sharper details and mirror-like surfaces, with frosted designs against reflective fields. A 1977 PL 5-cent coin in excellent condition may be worth $5 to 12 Canadian dollars, while high-end PL examples in PL 67 or higher can command $15 to 25 Canadian dollars, especially when certified. These versions are often highly sought after by those building date sets with matching mint set coins. Collectors should also be alert for mint errors or die varieties. While no major recognized variety exists for the 1977 5-cent coin, rare anomalies like off-center strikes, double die obverse or reverses, clipped planchets, or die cracks do occasionally appear. These errors can significantly raise a coin's value, depending on severity and rarity. For instance, a small clipped planchet may be worth $25 to 50 Canadian dollars, while more dramatic errors such as a 10 to 20% off-center strike or a major die crack may reach $75 to 150 Canadian dollars or more. In summary, the 1977 Canada 5 cents coin is a historically important and visually classic example of Canadian coinage. Its value in average condition remains modest due to its high mintage and abundance in circulation. However, coins in high mint state, proof-like strikes, or with rare mint errors can command notable premiums. Collectors especially appreciate sharp detail in the queen's portrait and full clarity in the beaver design, along with smooth, lustrous surfaces free from nicks or corrosion. Whether held as part of a complete Canadian date set or collected as a nostalgic keepsake, the 1977 Canadian nickel remains a proud piece of the nation's numismatic heritage. The 1979 Canada 5 cents coin, featuring Queen Elizabeth II, is a small yet important piece of Canadian numismatic history, minted by the Royal Canadian Mint during a period of steady coin production and strong national identity. This coin is part of the long-running 5-cent, nickel, series that has featured the beaver design on the reverse since 1937. The obverse of the coin displays the effigy of Queen Elizabeth II, facing right, wearing a royal tiara. This portrait was designed by Arnold Machin, a British sculptor, and is accompanied by the inscription Elizabeth II D. Jean Regina, meaning Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen. This effigy was used on Canadian coins from 1965 until 1989. The reverse was designed by George Kruger Gray, depicting a detailed image of a beaver sitting on a rock, a tribute to Canada's fur trade and industrious wildlife. The reverse also shows the denomination 5 cents at the top, the country name Canada at the bottom, and the date 1979 centered below the beaver, with 2 maple leaves completing the design. The coin was minted using nickel, 99.9%, giving it a slightly magnetic property, a silver gray color, and good durability. It weighs approximately 4.54 grams, has a diameter of 21.2 millimeters, and a thickness of about 1.76 millimeters. In 1979, the Royal Canadian Mint struck approximately 86,055,979 of these coins, meaning it was mass-produced and widely circulated. As a result, in lower grades and circulated condition, these coins are still easily found in circulation and among bulk coin lots. Coins in good G4 to fine F12 condition, which display significant wear and loss of detail in both the Queen's hair and the beaver design, are worth around 10 cents to 25 cents CAD, primarily for basic collector interest or novelty value. As the grade improves, so does the coin's market appeal. Coins in very fine VF20 to extremely fine YF40 conditions still show solid design details with moderate wear. The Queen's facial features, tiara, and neckline, along with the fur texture on the beaver, remain fairly sharp. These coins may be valued at 50 cents to $1 CAD, depending on eye appeal. In about uncirculated, -50 Australian dollars to -58 Australian dollars condition, where only minimal wear is seen on the highest points of the design and the coin retains its original luster, the value typically rises to $1 to $2 CAD. Coins that have never been circulated and are in mint state, MS60 to MS67, condition can be much more valuable. A coin in MS63, with strong luster and a sharp strike, may be worth $2 to $4 Canadian dollars. A MS65 example, with almost no blemishes or contact marks, may be worth $10 to 15 Canadian dollars, while a MS66 or MS67 coin, which is more difficult to find, could be worth $20 to 35 Canadian dollars or more, especially if graded and slabbed by a professional service like PCGS, NGC, or ICCS. In addition to regular circulation strikes, proof-like PL versions of the 1979 5-cent coin were produced for inclusion in collector sets issued by the Royal Canadian Mint. These coins were not meant for general circulation and were struck with specially prepared dies to produce mirror-like surfaces with sharp frosted details. Proof-like coins often display strong eye appeal and are graded separately in the collector market. A 1979 PL coin in PL 65 to PL 67 condition may sell for $5 to 15 Canadian dollars, depending on clarity, cameo contrast, and preservation. The highest quality PL coins, especially if certified, can bring even higher prices. Collectors should also look for mint errors, which can drastically increase a coin's value. While no major varieties are officially listed for the 1979 5-cent coin, some known errors may include off-center strikes, double dies, clipped planchets, and die cracks. A minor error may be worth $10 to 30 Canadian dollars, while significant or rare errors, like a well-struck off-center example, could be valued at $50 to 150 Canadian dollars or more, especially if authenticated. These types of coins are especially sought after by error collectors and can become highlights of a small denomination collection. For grading and value maximization, preservation is critical. Coins that have not been cleaned, scratched, or damaged, and those stored in acid-free holders or 2x2 flips, generally retain better value. Additionally, coins with well-defined full steps on the beaver rock, no spotting, and strong original shine attract premium interest among registry and set builders. Although the 1979 5-cent coin is common in lower grades, examples in superb condition are far less abundant and can command serious interest from those collecting by date, grade, or variety. Whether kept as a nostalgic memento or collected for investment purposes, this coin stands as an accessible and historic example of Canadian small change, emblematic of both tradition and national pride. The 1993 Canada 5-cent coin, featuring Queen Elizabeth II, is a modern Canadian circulation coin with both traditional design elements and transitional historical importance. It was produced by the Royal Canadian Mint in large quantities, with a mintage of approximately 102,436,000 coins. This coin continues the long-standing design theme of Canadian 5-cent pieces dating back to 1937, which feature a beaver sitting on a rock, symbolizing Canada's industrious spirit and connection to nature and the fur trade. The reverse design, created by George Kruger Gray, shows the beaver in striking detail, surrounded by rippling water. The denomination 5 cents is boldly displayed above the beaver, flanked by two stylized maple leaves, with Canada and the date 1993 placed below. On the obverse side, the coin bears the third portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, created by Canadian artist Dora de Petrie Hunt, which replaced the earlier Arnold Machin portrait beginning in 1990. This effigy presents a more mature queen, wearing the George IV state diadem facing right. The inscription surrounding her portrait reads, Elizabeth II D. Jean Regina, Latin for Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen. This particular portrait was the first created by a Canadian artist to appear on Canadian currency, marking a key turning point in national coin design. The 1993 coin was struck in 99.9% nickel, giving it a silver-colored, magnetic finish. It weighs approximately 4.6 grams, has a diameter of 21.2 millimeters, a thickness of 1.76 millimeters, and a smooth plain edge. Because of the high mintage and the fact that these coins were made for regular circulation, most examples found today are in circulated condition, showing various degrees of wear. In lower grades like good G4, very good VG8, or fine F12, where much of the detail in the queen's hair or the beaver's fur is worn or flat, the coin typically holds a basic collector value of 5 cents to 25 cents CAD. These grades are common and often pulled from pocket change or coin jars. In higher circulated grades such as very fine VF20 or extremely fine EF40, where the coin still retains decent detail and minor wear, the coin's value increases slightly to around 50 cents to 75 cents CAD, depending on luster and surface condition. Coins in about uncirculated, -50 Australian dollars to -58 Australian dollars. Conditions show very light wear and may have original mint luster visible, with prices ranging between $1 and $2 Canadian dollars. The highest value is found in mint state, MS60 to MS67, coins, which have never been circulated and retain full luster and sharp strike. A mint state MS63 coin, with minimal marks and decent brilliance, may be worth around $2 to $4 Canadian dollars, while an MS65 coin, sharply struck with clean surfaces, can command $8 to $12 Canadian dollars. Coins in MS66 or MS67, especially those certified by grading services such as ICCS, NGC, or PCGS, are more desirable to advanced collectors and can sell for $20 to $35 Canadian dollars or more, particularly if they have strong eye appeal and no visible flaws. In addition to regular circulation strikes, proof-like, PL, and specimen versions of the 1993 5-cent coin were struck by the Royal Canadian Mint for collector sets. These coins were produced using polished dies and carefully prepared planchets to create mirror-like surfaces with frosted raised details. A 1993 PL coin in PL, 65 to PL, 67 condition can be valued at $5 to 15 Canadian dollars, especially if it exhibits strong cameo contrast between the fields and devices. These were typically sold in official mint sets and have never been in circulation. High-grade specimen coins, which are even more carefully struck than PL coins, may carry similar or higher premiums depending on condition and packaging. While there are no major listed varieties for the 1993 Canadian 5-cent coin, collectors should still be on the lookout for mint errors. These can include off-center strikes, die cracks, clipped planchets, or double die errors. Minor errors may add a premium of $10 to 30 Canadian dollars, while significant or rare errors can reach $50 to 150 Canadian dollars or more, especially if authenticated by experts. Such errors, though not extremely common, are valued by collectors for their uniqueness and visual appeal. In conclusion, the 1993 Canada 5 cents coin is a modern collectible that, while common in worn condition, holds additional value in high grades, special strikes, and error forms. It features both national symbolism through the beaver and Canadian artistry through the updated Queen's portrait. With careful preservation, such as keeping the coin in a 2x2 holder or capsule, collectors can protect its condition and potentially its market value. Though many were produced, high-grade and certified examples remain attractive to collectors aiming to complete a high-quality set of modern Canadian nickels.